Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host, Fremont Unified School District Superintendent Jim Morris. It's been a universal symbol of education in our country for decades, the yellow school bus. Buses and their drivers play a vital role in bringing students to school every day. We're fortunate to have a transportation department made up of dedicated administrators, drivers, and mechanics who are committed to getting students and staff to their destinations safely and on time. With us today to give an inside look at this important part of our school district is Transportation Director, Mr. Charlie Ott. And I'm going to let Mr. Ott and his team introduce themselves and talk a little bit about what they do in the Transportation Department. So we'll start with you.
Great. Well, I'm Charlie Ott. I'm the Director of Transportation, and I've been providing home-to-school transportation for students since about 1997. So I love what I do. It's great to be here at Fremont doing it, and we're a pretty large department here. We provide a lot of other services besides transportation for the district, but I think I'll let Debbie and Jerry introduce themselves, and then we'll talk a little more about that.
I'm Debbie Crawford. I'm Supervisor of Transportation, and I handle all the drivers that are there, make sure that our kids get to school on time.
And Ms. Crawford's the kind of the historian, right? How long have you been working in the Transportation Department?
I've been working in the transportation since '94.
Wow.
So
you know the history of what's going on there. That's awesome. And Jerry?
Hi, my name is Jerry Levy. I'm the instructor for the safety department. I handle all the training documents and the training of the drivers that come on board with us to get them certified and up to par on what they need, and also with their evaluations throughout the length of their certificate to make sure that they're transporting our kids safely to and from school.
Wow, so we can tell from the conversation, transportation is really pretty complex, right? It's more than just a bus picking up kids and taking them from one place to another. Talk to a little bit about some of the complexities of it. What's all involved in that transportation department?
The challenges, well, there's multitude of challenges. In home-to-school transportation, and that's what many of us are used to seeing. We call it the big yellow bus. That's probably one of the easier types of transportation service we provide as far as complexity. It's easy to explain that the bus goes from stop to stop to stop and ends up at a school and drops students. What many families and parents don't understand is logistically we use a certain amount of buses, and depending on various bell schedules and different things, that single bus isn't servicing just a single school. And oftentimes that's what people may think in their mind, but actually the bus is probably making a multitude of stops and then going on to one school and then going around and making more stops and going on to a second school, maybe a third school. They might also be providing extracurricular activity transportation for field trips out of town for the same school or a different school. And we do a lot of other things too. We provide services for our white fleet at Fremont Unified School District as far as keeping everything maintained and serviced, and we have
so
lots of equipment.
You're talking in code there. What's the white fleet?
The white fleet, okay, our maintenance department has pickup trucks, vans, sedans, different vehicles that they service our school district with, our sites with. We have maintenance men who do painting, who do air conditioning, electrical, plumbing. Those ladies and gentlemen all drive vehicles, and transportation department also provides service in maintaining those. There's folks who drive mowers throughout the district, and we maintain those mowers and generators and just lots of equipment.
Yeah, and so I think one of the interesting things that you hit on a little bit is, yeah, we have different kinds of transportation, right? We have the bus that will pick students up, the big long yellow school bus, and then we provide other kinds of transportation for special education students. How do you go about coordinating all of those schedules, and you really look at the number of students who are on a bus getting from someplace, getting them there on time? How do you put the pieces of that puzzle together to make it work?
Well, we have some pretty miraculous people in our
Yes.
department. There's a lot more than Jerry, Debbie, and I.
Yeah.
We have some dispatchers and some routers and schedulers and lots of different folks in the department that make it all happen. But to try and explain it logistically, we use software.
Yeah.
And the software geocodes or locates our students on the map, and especially for special education transportation, because they get more curb-to-curb service where we oftentimes have to pick up right in front of their home and drop off back at their home. So we have to kind of take a look globally at where the programs are, the equipment and the drivers we have available. And our routers are pretty miraculous about taking all those pieces and putting them together where children get to school on time.
And so how many buses overall does the school district, how many school buses, how many drivers, can you describe a little bit about how large this operation is and how it would compare to another district our size?
Sure. Currently we own 85 school buses. About 53 of them provide special education, home-to-school transportation. The balance provide regular education, homeschool transportation, and activity trip transportation. Comparatively, the Bay Area is much more of a challenge than other parts of the state when it comes to traffic issues and those types of things. So we try and be as effective and efficient as possible, but we still have to consider the time that it takes. On special education, it may take longer to load a wheelchair if we go to a home and have to load a wheelchair, because we have to deploy the wheelchair ramp, we have to load the chair, we have to tie down the chair. So, you know, I think the combination of those things as well as traffic in the Bay Area create unique circumstances for a district like Fremont. If we were in Central California, we may be able to do more with less because less traffic. But here that's another challenge that many departments our size don't deal with in other parts of the state. But comparatively, for a district our size, the fleet is about average throughout the state. Maybe we have a few more of the special education vehicles because of traffic issues and logistically trying to get everyone to where they need to go on time to meet their bell schedules.
You really think about the size of that fleet, the number of vehicles. I think anybody who owns a car knows. I have a really hard time watching that little sticker and taking the car in for an oil change when I'm supposed to. And I am a pretty responsible person. I can't imagine 85 buses and some other number of, as you call them, white plate vehicles, the painting trucks or the food services trucks. What kind of an operation is it that keeps all those vehicles maintained and running correctly?
Well, we have currently on staff 7 full-time mechanics. We work anywhere from about 4:30 in the morning till about 6 o'clock at night currently. And the school buses are on a very rigid maintenance schedule set by the California Highway Patrol and state laws. So we have to meet that schedule with every school bus. Every 45 days or 3,000 miles, a bus has to go through an inspection. So our guys are moving all day long. They get time for their breaks and their lunch, but they're pretty busy besides that. And we have to meet a lot more stringent requirements because we operate a school bus over other transporters who don't operate school buses. Our laws and regulations are much more stringent.
Now, I think we've all heard for years, and you can probably cite the source of it, right, that the safest mode of transportation possible anywhere, anytime is on a school bus. I'm not sure where that comes from or if it's just one of those urban myths, but
It is statistics.
Better, but you're absolutely right. It's the safest form of
transportation.
So we right now I know we're in this process of recruiting and trying to bring on additional bus drivers. Can you talk to me a little bit about what we're doing and how many drivers we need and how do we support them and train them? I'm somebody sitting at home and saying, I really like kids and I like driving. Maybe this is something I might be interested in. What would we be able to provide to help them? Because I know it takes a lot of skill to be a bus driver, and probably more than anything, a love of kids.
Yeah, so individuals come in and they inquire on the position, and they think, hey, coming on a school bus, getting behind the seat, driving a bus, how hard is that going to be? Take kids to and from school. Well, it is a process.
Yeah.
Okay, in the state of California, there is curriculum that needs to be maintained and met through the Department of Education that they brought on for the rules and regulations throughout California, which is a minimum of 40 hours of instruction, 20 hours minimum of classroom, and there's also 20 hours minimum of behind the wheel. So you'll get about 35 to 40 in each. Okay, you have to have a clean driving record, at least 3 years, with no suspensions, accidents of your fault, tickets. Okay, clean driver's record, a Class C. We do provide on-site training to meet their needs. All they have to do is apply online and come with us and get the class going, and we move forward with them. So, but it is a process. Okay, I tell individuals it could take anywhere from 2 to 6 months. We're working more on the 2 months rather than further, but each individual is like a case by case, depending on when they get their training complete, how much they grasp of the curriculum, you know, but it is a process.
So we don't charge them anything. If you want to be a school bus driver, you come on in, we'll provide you with the class training, and we're going to have somebody with you when you get behind the wheel of that bus and help you with that piece of it. What kind of folks? Do you have any well, you've known a lot of bus drivers. Who are the folks? What kind of people would want to be bus drivers?
Well, you're looking for those passionate people that love kids and like to drive. So that's what you're looking for. And when we go through our process, we do an interview before we actually invite them to class, see what their, see how they feel, you know, what have they done before, have they dealt with children before, you know, what else? Just kind of evaluate them to see what type of person they are, you know, to see if they're going to fit into being a school bus driver.
And you know what's interesting about our bus drivers in general? I mean, we have bus drivers in this district who really, we've had in my tenure here some really extreme emergencies in the district. Something happens. Man, our bus drivers are just heroes. They really, every time, come through. We need emergency transportation from here to there. We have problems that come up at the last minute with safety issues in the community. We can count on those bus drivers. But the thing that's always interesting to me when we talk with high school students, junior high school students, the difference those bus drivers make in their lives. You know, there's something about having somebody greet you in the morning, first person you see, I am so happy you're here to get on the bus. What a difference that can make in the lives of children. And I think what I've seen in our bus drivers is that kind of, exactly as you said, that love of kids, that just knowing, hey, I'm doing something really important to help. Yes, I know the job is teach them to read and do math. That's it. But I'm an important part of that. Talk about how successful we've been in filling those bus driver positions. How many positions do we have open, and what's the number to call if I'm interested?
Okay, we still have probably about 20 to 25 positions left for our
22.
22.
22 positions.
About. Nope, it's 22.
Yeah.
Keep track of that.
That's a man on a mission. We're getting to 22.
510-657-1450, extension 13106,
13105,
13102.
Yeah. Call
Any
either
of
one
us.
of us, and we're there for you. You can email us also, and you can find our email on the website. We're looking for good people. As you said, Dr. Morris, and Debbie talked about this. It's important to get the right person and the right fit. And we are a support mission for the school district, for education. But I ran into a superintendent who's no longer with us, Dr. Floyd Buchanan. And Dr. Buchanan used to tell me that if the students don't come to school ready to learn, then we can't teach them. And he used to feel the most important part of their day was that bus ride and how the driver greeted them, treated them, and made them feel before their education started. He used to stress that. So we're really looking for that person, not just someone to fill the seat. We need to fill seats, no doubt. And there's a shortage of school bus drivers nationwide right now. But we want to fill the seat with the right person, too.
And I think that is so important because I know the mission that you're on, right? Safety of kids, getting them safely from one place to another. If families wanted more information, what are the transportation options the district provides? Are there places online or they can call? How would they get additional information? Call those same numbers. Want to be a bus driver? Want information? Call the same folks?
Correct. Yeah, transportation department, the general number is the 510-657-1450. And from there it will connect them to any one of our staff. There's numerical listings there and name listings. So yes, they can call there, but we provide services in the office as far as bus passes, information on bus stops, information on transportation services in general, whether you're eligible or not eligible, and if you are, where bus stops are located, and pickup times and drop-off times, things of that nature.
Well, that's awesome. All right, well, I thank the three of you for being here and being an important part of our team in really getting kids to school on time and happy with a smile. And so from all of us at Community Conversations, we thank you for watching and we look forward to joining you and you joining us again.